your mama's racing stream.
This is VRN, your trusted leader in e-motorsports.
All right, welcome back, Vigilante Nation. Tonight, the Florida twilight gives way to the glow of pure American horsepower as round 9 of the VRL Vanquish ARCA series storms into one of the most demanding, rhythm-breaking battlefields in stock car racing, Homestead Miami Speedway. My name is Alan Vaught, and this is the Vigilante Racing Network, coming to you live from Homestead, Miami, for a dusk-to-dark clash on a 1.5-mile oval with progressive banking and worn abrasive surface that never races the same from lap to lap. Multiple grooves, brutal tire wear, and a high line right up against the wall turn this place into a test of nerve and discipline. We had 8 races down so far this season. The points fight is tightening, and this South Florida stage is ready for to separate the drivers who commit from the ones who just cope. Homestead doesn't care about reputation. It cares about your line, your throttle control, your willingness to run the fence when it matters. Hold it steady into turn 1 as the last light fades, and let the car load up through turn 2 as the track cools and the grip comes to you. Then arc it through turn 3 with the throttle begging for more. The fast way around this place is the one that demands courage and precision, especially when you're inches from the wall. And as America celebrates its 250th anniversary, this race carries extra fire. We're celebrating unapologetic, traditional American values tonight. Grit, resolve, and the belief that you earn everything you get. It's the same spirit that built this country, built stock car racing, and fuels every driver strapped in here tonight. No wavering, no compromise, just pure American determination. Settle in, America. Homestead Miami is cool, fast, and ready to give every driver exactly what they earn when the green flag drops tonight. As always, we want to thank our beautiful and talented wife, Lori, for managing the race from the tower, as she always does, keeping our drivers in check and the race flowing properly. Thank you, Lori, for everything you do for us, for our family, and serving in your own way as a dependent in the military. We also invite you to join the conversation, folks, live tonight in the chat. Make sure that you keep it safe for work. We will read your comments on the air as long as they do meet our sportsmanship and community values. And we thank you for being here. Let's get started with some session details as we settle in for the night. All right, folks, 133 virtual laps around this place, 200 virtual miles. The fuel capacity is set at 55%. Tires, they have 3 additional sets over the wall, so that's 4 total with what they start the race on. Incident limit, as usual, is set to 25 and 6, and iRacing controls cautions the lucky dog in waiver rounds. The championship points, I mentioned that is tightening up. At the top, you got Chris Gomes, who just won the championship in the Premier Series on Wednesday night. He's going for the double, trying to take it home here in the ARCA Series on Friday as well this season. He's sitting at 274 points. He's a good bit out right now from second place Mike Adamson, who just recently took over that position. But between Mike Adamson and getting on down through the next 4 drivers, it's getting pretty tight. Mike has 220 points, where Andrew Cawthon also bumps up for the first time into the top 3. He's sitting at 203. And then you have a tie for 4th, Albert Anderson and Brian Rose with 196 points each. At this point, Albert would own the tiebreaker. Albert was out last week with some illness. We're going to talk to him in a few minutes, which is part of the reason why he dropped out of the top 3 there. So he's got a lot to make up for. We're just over halfway in the season, but there's still time depending on how the brakes fall for people and how fast Anderson get that car into the wind. That's pretty much what we have set up here for round 9, folks. Is we're going to kick over to the main, and you see these guys are out here still on practice at the moment, about 10 minutes away before we get to green flag racing. But in the interim, I did mention I was going to talk to Albert Anderson. I am going to talk to him and your new second place driver, Mike Adamson, here tonight with a little bit of pre-race interview action. See if we can get Mr. Anderson up here pretty quick. Hey, Albert Anderson's out in the booth, buddy. You got me.
Hey, Alan. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, it's going really well, man. I just wondering how you're doing. I knew you were under the weather last week and you were out. You don't sound like you're much better, but hopefully it's just lingering and you're on the mend. First of all, I wanted to make sure you're doing okay and let you tell everybody out there watching how you feeling. And then, you know, unfortunately, we have things like this happen, and you fell out of the top 3 because you weren't able to race last week. But so I'd like to know how you're feeling about all of that, plus tonight's race.
Yeah, still a little under the weather. I've been dealing with an upper respiratory infection and a sinus infection for the last week or so, and on antibiotics, but it's just, it doesn't want to quite let go. So, you know, unfortunately, I had to miss the family reunion this weekend. And by the way, today is my dad's 81st birthday. So happy birthday, Dad. Love you. Hope you're having a good time. And yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to Homestead. I'm just going to stay hydrated, drink a lot of water, and be patient tonight and let the race come to me.
Well, hey, man, I did know about your dad's birthday. By the way, he is in the chat already, so he heard you for sure. And here from VRL, we want to wish Papa Anderson a wonderful, happy 81st birthday as well. Man, you do sound pretty rough. I hope those antibiotics kick in here pretty soon, and you stay hydrated here for the race tonight. Hopefully you're able to finish.
Yeah, I'm just going to be patient. Like I said, I still have a couple more days of antibiotics left. And you know, just drinking water and hoping that I don't have a coughing fit while I'm racing. But we'll hang in here and see how it goes.
Man, it's too bad that we can't build into the virtual world. Do we have a driver jump in there for you, man? A relief driver. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, right?
be awesome. Hey, man, again, sincerely, hope you're feeling better. I appreciate you talking to me. I don't want to get you talking too much. Is there anybody you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, you know, first and foremost, my father. Just, I love you, Dad, and I hope you're having a good time, and happy birthday. And my aunts, Edith and Kathy, my cousin Aaron, they always tune in. My daughter Madison as well. All of my family and friends and everybody else in the chat. Happy 250th birthday, America. And hope everybody's safe and happy this weekend.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, again, good luck for tonight's race, and I hope to see you on the podium.
10-4. Thank you very much, Alan. And thank you and Lori as well for putting all this on.
You're awesome, man. I hope you have a great 4th weekend as well.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, folks, that was Albert Anderson. I talked about him being under the weather last week. Clearly, still hanging on and suffering a little bit from that illness. wishing him all the best and wishing his dad, Papa Anderson, out there in the chat, a happy 81st birthday again from everybody here at VRN. Me and Lori and everybody makes this thing happen. He's in here every single race. That is Papa Anderson pulling for not only his son, he pulls for a lot of drivers out here. He is a gentleman, a scholar, and sincerely just enjoys, I think, watching us. So thank you again for watching, and everybody out there who comes online every single race that we have. We do appreciate you. And with that, we're going to see if we can get our number 2 driver up here in the booth, that 88 machine of Mike Adamson. There he is. Hey, Mike Adamson is down in the booth, buddy. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, I was just talking about you. I had a discussion with Albert Anderson. He was, he's been sick. He was out last week. Part of the reason why he dropped out of the top 3, but you've been on the charge, man, and now you have found yourself in second position in this championship race going after Gones. So what are your thoughts on it? Do you think you can catch him and overtake him? And then how do you feel about your chances here tonight at Miami Homestead, where you've always been strong?
Well, I feel like in the championship hunt, it's going to take some mistakes on Gones' part, and I'm going to have to capitalize when it does happen. But another thing, just stay consistent, make sure I'm finishing races, and we'll see what happens. We got 5 left to go.
No, yeah, for sure. And I don't know. So what about this track? You feel pretty good about this place?
Yeah. I mean, right now, I'm still trying to find a groove that works. But, I mean, it'll play out as we go. We'll see what happens. Right now, I feel like the high groove's going to be a good place to run. But then again, it could be the bottom. But we'll see. We'll just play it by ear.
And looking forward to the last tracks coming up this season. We got Texas Auto Club, Kentucky, and ending it with Charlotte, man. I know that you're super strong at those tracks, especially at Texas. I remember you being super strong. Auto Club, really all of them. So you have a great shot here. I know that it's going to probably take a little bit of assistance from Gones and that him maybe having a little bit of bad luck on 1 or 2 occasions. But with the way you're racing, man, I think you're going to be tight in this championship battle. Maybe we'll get down to a 1-point win like we had last Wednesday in the Premier Series.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, I think I might have to get a win or 2 here on my belt within the next 5. And like I said, he's going to have to stumble a little bit, and I'm going to have to try to capitalize when I can, but just try to stay consistent from here on out.
Well, hey, man, we're a few minutes away from qualifying, so I don't want to hold you up too long. But while I have you in the booth, do you have any shout-outs for teams, fans, or family?
I know a couple people are watching tonight. Cam, thanks for watching. Shane, all the guys at the shop, everybody else at home here, wife. Yeah, just like I said, we're just going to go after it.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck.
Thank you, sir. Have a good evening.
You too. Folks, that was Mike Adamson looking to bring it home on top step of the podium here tonight as we are on the eve of the 250th anniversary of America. Hopefully all you guys out there have great plans for the weekend. You're going to stay safe. It's a really what a milestone event, 250 years, not long. And when you look at through the lens of history and nations who have been around for way longer, but I would say that a significant milestone nonetheless for this experiment that has just gone gangbusters since 1776. So I want to say happy birthday to everyone listening out there. This is our nation as long as we can keep it, as was once famously said. So hope you enjoy tonight. Hope you enjoy the weekend. And we're going to be getting started here in just a few minutes. But in the meantime, we will be right back.
Mama's racing stream.
All right, folks, we're back, and they're wrapping up qualifying here in just a few minutes. About 3, you're watching John Shanebacher head down the backstretch. Right now, 51 machine of Dylan Bryant's top of your leaderboard, with Shanebacher in second, Austin Fassett third, Scott Tice fourth, Mike Everidge in fifth. Again, they are not finished yet. They have 5 minutes for qualifying, and just over 2 minutes into this right now, we have over half the field has not hit the grid yet. Only 9 drivers have qualified. So we'll sit here and we'll watch them do that here for the next few minutes. See John Shanebacher pulling off there. His Lucky Charms machine, having brought home the second fastest time so far, is Scott Milner out of Pittsburgh, Indiana. Greg Parmalee in that 04 machine, getting out there for his first 2 laps. All right, folks, this is a 1.5 mile over. We have progressive banking at this track. You're going to see a lot of racing, different racing lines, which makes for fantastic viewer experience. So you're not stuck behind somebody in the preferred racing groove. You can go high, you can go middle. Now, which line is going to be faster is going to depend on what part of the run we're in, and dynamic track. So here in iRacing, just like real life, if you're heating up one part of the track, over time it's going to lose grip. And so drivers, as they do in NASCAR and here in the sim, they're going to go searching for more grip. And they're going to test out that middle line, test out the high line. You'll probably see them migrate up to those different lines as the stint goes along. That is, once the tires start to burn off and they lose the fuel out of the tires, and that part of the track gets heated up. But anyway, it's a 1.5 mile length. The turns are 18 degrees, 20 degrees, and 22 progressive banking as you go up the track, the bottom being 18 degrees. Front and back stretch are both 4 degrees of banking, so slight banking as you see them go down through there. This surface is worn, man. It is abrasive, and I mentioned a multi-groove. You could call it a multi-groove battleground because that's what it turns into. If we're able to get a little bit of green flag running at the beginning of a run after the green flag drops, this place does tend to run from flag to flag. That is, from green flag to checker, just depending on if somebody has an accident going on pit road to bring out the caution. Now, if we do have late cautions, sometime late into the second half of the race, then we might see a little bit of wrecking happen because people know it's their last opportunity to get out there and get some positions, and the best opportunity considering everybody's so tightened up in the field. Now, I mentioned the lines of the race. You got the bottom, the middle, and that high line. Some call it the Larson line in NASCAR. It's like a high line on a dirt track, but it is risk versus reward. You have speed up there. There's grip up there next to that wall, but if you overstep it just a bit, they call it jumping the cushion like in dirt racing. If you overstep that a little bit going into the turn or misjudge how your tires are falling off, and you're going to be right into that wall and wish that you hadn't been running up there because your damage is going to take you out of the race most likely. So they do have one fast repair here tonight, so they do have a mulligan if they do find themselves in trouble, but that doesn't come without cost. You're going to have to go down pit lane, you go to the back of the field, have to race your way back forward. As we're just now wrapping up qualifying, we're going to go over your grid positions here in just a second. Now, I do have 2 onboard cameras here tonight. I got one for Austin Fassett in the 30, and just got Dave Mayberry's in that 25 machine. So thank you to those guys for giving us an on-board experience to be able to showcase you guys. Let me get that one set up, and then we're going to go over the starting grid, folks. Yeah, I think Dave is going to be good to go here. And he is indeed. All right. So let's get your starting grid up here. All right, folks. Tonight, pole position, Superman himself, Mr. Dylan Bryant. in that 51 machine. Chris Goins is in second, your current points leader here in this series. John Schabacher had a great run. He was in second for a while, now relegated to the third position, but showing a lot of speed here at Homestead. Andrew Cawthon fourth, Scott Milner fifth, John McAdams sixth, seventh is Mike Everidge, eighth position Dustin Eden, ninth Brian Rose, Austin Fassett in 10th position, Mike Adamson 11th, 12th is going to be Scott Tice, Jesse Redding's 13th, 14th Brett McCoy. I saw some McCoy fans out there in the chat. 15th Greg Parmalee, 16th John Gallagher, Jonathan Osborne 17th, Michael Brooks 18th, Dave Mayberry 19th, Ryan Walton 20th, Aaron Warren 21st. I think I saw some Walton fans too. Albert Anderson, America's driver, 22nd. 23rd is George Rancon. 24th, Joe Canellis. Tim McAdam is in 25th. Dalton Scaife, 26th. And Colin Decker rounds out your field actually in 27th position. And that's your starting grid. We're going to go green this first lap around here. I want to mention we did have some penalties here entering the race tonight. From Vegas, Dave Mayberry is going to start at the back. Colin Decker, Dalton Scaife, and Joe Canellis, Tim McAdam, Ryan Walton, and Alex Anderson. Now we have, so they're just, those guys are all starting at the back, but the two drivers out of that bunch are going to have a little bit extra that they're going to have to serve here tonight. The 69 of Dalton Scaife, he had three incidents for the last race, so that means a second half drive-through penalty. Once we get past halfway, the admin will let him know he has to do a drive-through at that time. And then the 67, he had 2 incidents, and so that's a first half. Within 3 laps at the start of the race, he has to do a drive-through. So these guys are going to uphill battle here as we're going green right now, folks. Big jump there from that number 51 machine. And Chris Goins there in second, holding that high line, and then Andrew Cawthon in the 10th position. Look at this. One's already going to challenge. He wants to get out front immediately. That is Chris Goins. 67. I just talked about the penalties and everything. He's going in right now to go ahead and serve that penalty, get it out of the way. These guys are getting after it early. That is the one in the 51. I mentioned in the pre-race that Chris Goins won the championship by 1 point, one single point, folks, in the Vigilante Premier Series on Wednesday night. And he's looking to do what the man chasing him right here, the 51, is the only other guy to do it in the Vigilante Racing League. That is win both of the championships in the same seasons, or back-to-back seasons between the two. Dylan Bryant has done it before, and Chris Goins wants to be the second man to do it. And he's certainly on his way. He's got a great lead right now. Caution's out, involving Scott Tice, looks like, and maybe Colin Decker. Go back and take a look and see what happened there. Oh no, Mike Adamson might be involved in this as well. That could be just a stop. Let's take a look. When I say a stop, you're stopping to avoid the crash. Here's Joe Canellis there in that 20 machine, looking over the shoulder. Right next to Dave Mayberry here in the 29. It's like they're wrecking up in front of them. This starts well in front of them. It's like maybe with the 19 of Milner and the 88. Unwrap this a little bit. Yeah, it looks like the 19 gets, has a car coming up from the bottom, maybe not realizing he's there.
Hey, Laura, give me an EOL, please.
It looks like the 12 machine of that Gallagher. It's not the one I'm looking for. Shane Bachler, rather. Yeah, it is. So the 12 of Shane Bachler and the 88 are side by side here. It looks like the 12 might be going up there to try and side draft off the 88, not realizing the 19 is offset on his right rear quarter panel, and it just dominoes these drivers. Oh, and the 123 just comes in there, and as well as the 20 of Canellis. That just creates a lot more damage. So the only good news, folks, is that I know every driver right now has a fast repair to be able to recover from this. Bad news is those cars don't have a mulligan now, and they got to race another 128 laps. You see the lights go out on top of the pace car when we pass the start-finish line this time. Which indicates to all the drivers that we're going to go green next time by. Just 5 laps into this. Got a couple of laps there. Green flag racing. I mentioned they only had 3 sets of tires in the pits, so you're not going to see these guys using those up arbitrarily. They're really going to have to be strategic about it. One more lap to green. Let's take a look on the chat here. Everybody's out there saying hello and happy birthday to Papa Anderson, Albert Anderson Sr. out there in the chat. 81 years young today. Today's his birthday, right before the America's birthday, the 250th anniversary of our nation. Happy birthday, Papa Anderson, and love having you here, buddy. Billy McCoy out there pulling for Brett McCoy. Brett the real McCoy out here, and also wishing happy birthday to Mr. Anderson. Lori's saying hello to everyone. Nicole Decker's out there pulling for Colin in the number 8 machine.
Let it fly. He's already in front of me.
We've got Bear out there saying, I'm here rooting for the 14. That's Dustin Eaton. Welcome, everybody. Glad you're here. Might see some discoloration on your screen on occasion. For some reason, this track in iRacing does this. You're not seeing things that aren't there. Here we go. Back to green flag racing. One machine gets a nice jump over the 51. And the 10, the fight's on right now for third between the 10 and the 47. Great looking field. 27 cars here tonight on this Friday night. On the eve of our nation's birthday. Glad to have all you guys here in the race and in the chat. Doing a great job here so far. I mentioned these guys are tremendous. Three wide in the back you saw there. Here's the 10, the 14, the 89 getting after it. And dives in under deep. Looking maybe pull a slide job. I meant the 14 if I said 10. I meant the 14 dove it in there deep. Not able to quite get it clear. Guys are just really getting after it. Midfield is just chaotic at the moment. As we go, we're going to go through the field once we get kind of settled here, folks. We have a lot of patriotic schemes on these guys' cars tonight. Now, I saw a few already, and they look awesome. We'll get you a closer look once the racing starts to settle a bit and it gets more strategic. That one machine's out there leading the way with about a 2.3 advantage over Bryant, but Bryant's just going to hang right there off of his rear deck. As you're looking here at the mid-pack, 3 wide, almost, maybe 4 wide. They're getting at each other, 11 into the wall. Got wrecking here. It's going to involve Brett McCoy and that Bush machine. And I hope that none of these guys had already had an accident and used up their fast repair. We don't want to see people get dropped out of the race. We'll go back and take a look and see what happens here with Brett McCoy and others. So you see the 11, he's kind of already into the wall there. So let me back it up a bit. I was mentioning they were 3 wide, going to go 4 wide, and that's kind of what precipitated this incident. The 10 to 04, it looks like the 81's out there in the far outside. The 04 to 10 get together a bit. Start going up the track, you kind of get stuck together like that sometimes, and 10 just right into the path of that 11 machine who gets turned, and this is what happens. There's Colin Decker involved again there in the 8, as you see there. Gets hit pretty well on that front end by the 67 who was trying to avoid him. Get a better view here. Here we go.
You got no front end, so be sure you use your fast repair here.
All right, folks, that's what happened there. These guys heading down pit lane right now.
Hey guys, I'm pulling over.
Not looking too bad. Brett McCoy didn't take a massive hit. Didn't look like his car looks in pretty good shape.
Quick one, John. Almost got you.
Sometimes you just don't know. Might have had a little bit of wheel damage. Here's hoping he doesn't. Don't think he'll take tires here with 12 laps, even though I'm sure that didn't help any. The life of his tires having to spin like that.
Left car high, buddy. Watch out.
Yeah, not taking tires here. He's probably getting what little damage he has repaired as we look from the back. Here's the damage on the rear end of his car. Let's take a look here. I have the ability to do it. We have the technology, folks, to take a look at what's going on with his car.
You got it in and out of there quick. I thought you were stuck.
Like I said, looks pretty good overall. I think that what you're going to see is just this. Everything else is looking tidy. Yep. And he's trying to get that repaired now because you don't want, even that rear end is going to create aero problems for you. Right rear damage, generally speaking, can make that car really, really loose and hard to handle. See if we can get a word with Fossil Fuel Racing's Brett McCoy here and see how he's doing. Hey, Brett, this is out in the booth, buddy. You got me.
I got you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, buddy. Got you. Hey, you kind of got caught up in an incident not of your making there. You got a little right rear damage. How is your car looking? Do you still have your fast repair?
Yeah, I didn't use it there. I jumped out once I got in there to fix some damage and saw the nose was still somewhat straight. So we're going to give it a go here and hopefully save it for when we'll need it.
Well, yeah, man, the rest of your car, I just took a close look at your car. I took the camera around it, and that right rear is what I see primarily. I didn't see much on your front, so you're right there. It's pretty sound, I think, as long as you don't have wheel damage, dude. And that's only you would know that.
Yeah, I got a little vibration in the pedal, so I'm thinking it might be, the toe might be out a little bit here, but we'll deal with it. We got a long ways to go.
Yeah, man, for sure. Hey, I just wanted to get a quick word with you, see how you were doing, and wish you well. You got people out in the chat there pulling for you here tonight. Do you have any shout-outs while I have you in the booth?
My dad, you guys for running this, and just my wife for letting me play.
Yeah, smart man. I'm right there with you, buddy. Hey, good luck the rest of the way. Maybe we'll talk to you a little later on.
All right, bud. Sounds good.
Yeah, good luck. All right, folks, kind of missed that. I thought we had one more lap of yellow. We didn't. We're back underway. Chris Gomes still has the lead. 47's looking to make a charge for second, though. There's Mr. John McAdam there. It's going to be tough sledding on that bottom line as he's not able to track out up to the wall. He might end up falling in there behind the 51, and he does. Probably a good move at this point in the race as he's got Brian Rose, who is super fast wherever we go, coming up behind him in that 89 machine. But right now, John looking pretty calm behind the wheel of that Chevrolet. Racing with us out of DeShore, Pennsylvania. Always fast. He's up 3 spots already. He qualified in 6th and now finds himself in 3rd position, being pursued by Dustin Eaton and Brian Rose. Take a look at the pursuit behind him here. You can see these guys are close to get 14's on the top, Rose on the bottom. Rose dives in there super deep. See if these guys are able to make it here. You're looking off the deck, the rear deck of John McAdam at the battle between Dustin Eaton and Brian Rose. And he kind of splits the difference here, giving the outside maybe to the 14. If he gives his right rear quarter to the 14, I think that's going to end up costing him a position. It's a really tight race, right? You got 5 cars right there behind McAdam under a blanket. 3 wide we're going here. Ryan Rose, Dustin Eaton. It looked like Ryan Walton in the 5 was about to get up there to the outside and make it a true 3 wide. Looking off the roof cam of the 89 of Brian Rose. Looks like we might be shortening it out here for the moment. And we'll see. You see the different lines right here. That nobody ran the same line of those first 3 cars in your frame. Rose, excuse me, the 5 of Walton was on the bottom there, as you saw Eaton, you know, pretty high, but not quite as high as you saw John McAdams. So that's the great thing about Homestead Miami, is you can run the line and go where they're not. Now it's all up to the driver to make the speed from that point. Manage his tires, manage the temp of those tires, and know where the speed is as far as the track and what phase of the track is in within the stint of the race. Nothing changed up front except for Bryant is right on Chris Goins. He's within that 0.2 gap, kind of maintaining it. It's what it was before. See these guys. It's an awesome camera view here. Lori loves these things. That's why I give them to you, folks. He likes those speed shots. We see Groans inch away just ever so slightly, maybe, from Bryant. We'll see how this chess match works out. This really comes down to who can manage their stuff. Who knows when to hit the go button, and both of these guys are very good at it. So, see how this works out for them. Jump back in here, a little bit more action back here. These guys still side by side throughout the kind of the middle of the field here, from 12th on back to 20th. You're looking at Michael Brooks at the moment in that 92 machine. 21 laps into the race. We've had 2 cautions so far. It looks like we're starting to get it settled out a bit. And with the cautions, we did have some people go down and take some fuel, so there are going to be different fuel strategies. But if they didn't go down pit lane and we had stayed green, 28 laps is about the limit. These guys shifting around here on these fuel tanks. So full throttle, getting around as fast as you can. You got about 28 laps of fuel. We might see some green flag pit stops coming up here soon. These guys are just not able to get away from each other. That's kind of one of the hallmarks of this car. Drafting here at this track, it does come into play. We will start to see comers and goers, though, as we start to wear out these tires. These guys are nose to tail here, pushing each other. Colin Decker right there in the 8 machine. Up there next to the wall. Got that 92 diving down in there, trying to look, maybe get the slide job on him. That's Brooks. And he does pull it off. Super close. Decker's sliding back right now. He's still upset. Oh, you see a little action touch in between the 24. And who is that? It looks like maybe Austin Fassett. Yep, in the 30 machine. That's who that was. So these guys work together. Look, you can see the same scheme. So obviously they work together. I think they might be on the same team. Austin's out of Eastern Pennsylvania. Got those good-looking patriotic paint schemes on their cars tonight. Look great. And Austin also owns Trackside Graphics, who is the sponsor of Vigilante Racing League. And I definitely want to let you know that tonight's broadcast is proudly brought to you by Trackside Graphics. If you're looking for top-tier design work or need a custom livery that turns heads on the track, reach out to Austin via his email, seen here on the screen. He'll get you fixed up. And you can tell by the work on your screen right now. Oh, he goes in there tight, 3 wide. Oh, they don't pull it off. Brooks, he goes in there between Brooks and another driver, and they end up crashing. Caution is out. We'll go back and take a look here what happened. We were looking back on Austin Facet. We didn't really see what happened other than he went between 2 cars.
My bad, guys.
Which may have been nothing to do with him. So let's take a look. All right, a little better angle. Looks like these guys are side by side. He got a little bit better run, but got a little bit out of shape as he was going into the corner. And when you're out of shape, you can't. It's hard to hit those brakes because you're just going to go all the way around. So he tries to correct it a bit, but not enough to stay off of the 92, who ends up getting caught up in it. But the 30 catches the worst damage most likely as he just plows his nose into the wall. We're riding on board with Austin Facet right now. Let's take a look at his damage.
Albert, I just want to say I love you.
You get over here to the side it happened on. Doesn't look terrible.
I was like, he's probably cussing me every which way from Sunday right now.
No.
Let's hope he doesn't have any
Good racing.
kind of wheel damage, because that's really going to hurt you at a place like this. Nothing over here. Pretty good looking right now. You see these guys ghosting through him. If he takes any tires. He does. Racing the Trackside Graphics Hero Machine. Don't know if he had to use this. He's probably getting repairs done. What he did have. He did have some damage. This didn't look like it was catastrophic, so probably not going to use his fast repair here if he still has the fast repair. Jump back up here. We're about to go through the field when that occurred. Third caution of the night. 28 laps into the event. And right now, it looks like everybody went down pit lane for this one. Joe Canellis, Brett McCoy, Tim McAdams Sr. going out of the race. I don't think that's true, though, because here comes Joe Canellis. Here's Brett McCoy, so that wasn't true on my overlay. So that's why you got to double check these things. And there's Tim McAdams Sr. coming out. Now Brian Rose looks like he is out of the event. Let's find out what happened to Brian Rose. Maybe I didn't catch him whenever he got knocked out of the race. Again, he may not have been knocked out. Perhaps he had to leave for something.
Just trying to stay away from you.
The last thing I have here is him passing Jonathan Osborne, I think.
Good roll to live by.
Yep, looks like for P7. Let's go take a look.
Where's the 11 car?
Just so we can find out.
Okay.
Green flag, green flag.
All right, we're back underway, actually. I wanted to find out what happened to Brian here.
Lori, it
Can't
told me
tell.
to pass him, but it gave me a black flag.
All right, if anybody knows, let me know in the chat what happened to Brian Rose.
Yeah, it gave me one too.
Chris Gomes back out to the lead again. He's being chased this time by Ryan Walton. Ryan's super fast in that 5 machine. He might be taking a look here this time. Going into turn 3. He does. Not able to clear the 1 yet. One's going to have the advantage of keeping it wound up on the outside there. Fly job coming from the 5. And he pulls it off. Chris Goins relegated back to second. 51's trying to take advantage. Pretty much Goins led all of this race to this point. Now he's got a fight on his hands. Lori just told me that Rose had packet loss. Thank you for that, Lori. 51 right there, trying to make a pass per second. The woman's pushing the 5 into the corner. He's looking to make the middle work now. 3 wide for the lead. There we go, across the finish line, going into turn 1. Oh, there's contact between the 1 and the 5. 51 may have the advantage here. It's both the 1 and the 5 had to gather it back up. And he does. Takes the lead for the first time, I think, for the night. Dylan Bryant does. The 1 really drove it in there hard. Not able to complete the pass because he ended up touching and losing momentum with the 5. Loses it on the bottom again. Gets loose. Advantage to the 14 coming around the outside now. Dustin Eaton. Jonathan Osborne. I'm going to take a look here. It looks like Goins did not take tires. But I don't see tires on the other folks either. Unless they did it beforehand. Got a battle for the lead here between Bryant and the 5. He's looking hungry. And fast. Nose to tail going into the turn there. And then they fan out into different lines, as you saw. 1 still fighting hard to get that second position from the 5. Got a little momentum coming out of the turn there. He gives it back on the straightaway. I think he touches maybe the apron a bit there. Super close here. They touch just a bit. 5's trying to crowd the 1. 1's trying to keep his nose in there. BTM Kitchen and Grill out there. Aaron, the nephew of Albert Anderson, out there pulling for hit the number 99. Austin Fast is out there saying hello to the chat. As we see Chris Goins settle in behind the 5 here. And just in front of his teammate, Jesse Redding in the 21. One's going to go back to the high side now that he's not fighting for that position at the moment. Your leader, Dylan Bryant, with a 0.4 second lead over the 5 of Ryan Walton and growing. One's looking to maybe get that high side. If he can get around the right-hand corner panel of the 5, he might have an advantage with the momentum. Going back low again. Still not going to be quite enough. You lose so much momentum. Diving to the bottom is faster in the first half of the corner. But that guy on the outside is able to keep his momentum up. Keeps you from being able to make the pass. Because you can't clear and can't track out. And when we say track out, we mean go up to the outside wall, so you're not able to maintain the level of speed you normally would have. You see people go to the bottom and they track out like for their qualifying lap. And you're probably wondering, well, why can't they be fast going to the bottom here? Because they don't have enough racetrack to be able to keep their speed up. As they touch here going into the corner, 1 gives a little love tap to the 5. Guys are not giving an inch right here tonight. Go back in there again. That is the 1. Trying to get his nose in there. A lot of trust right now between these two drivers. Either that or just they're just not going to give each other a break at all. And with them battling, the 47 is able to get up here. John McAdam get around the 21. He's looking to put his nose in here. So the one's not only trying to go on offense here, he's going to have to go on defense. All the while, got this man, Dylan Bryant, tailing off. He likes to see this. Hey, buddy, keep on fighting back there. I got you. All right, while we have this opportunity, folks, let's go through the field. See where your favorite driver's running. Check out some of these paint schemes. All right, Dylan Bryant holding the top spot right here tonight out of Stem, North Carolina, in his usual 51 Superman machine. But honestly, what could be more American than that? Here's Ryan Walton trying to hold on to that second spot from Chris Goins, doing a great job so far. Also, We the People paint schemes, they get super tight. The one stays off of them though. Here's the one car in the Poopsicle Dude Wipes machine. Working hard right now trying to get that spot, but it's just not able to quite get there. It's a tough place to pass, folks. Races out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Now being pursued by John McAdam at number 47. Fifth place, America's driver. I haven't talked much about our tonight. Got the Vigilante machine going here. Got it white so you can definitely see it under the lights here. We're racing in from the twilight into the darkness. Oh, gets a good hit there. See, Albert got new tires. Albert does have new tires. We're going to see Albert go to the front here, folks. These three cars in front of him are not going to have a chance. He's going to get right around them. As you see the one losing ground of the 47 now. Wow. Really tight here. But right now, Albert Anderson running in fifth and getting some more here soon. Jesse Redding is coming up next in at number 21. Out of Knoxville, Iowa, running sixth. Alabama Light Machine 23 of Aaron Warren's in seventh. Scott Tice here running America's Colors out of Avon, Mississippi. Scott's in ninth position, getting passed right now by this man, Dave Mayberry, Tucson, Arizona. Oh, a little bit of left tap there too, trying to stay in the fight. Here's Dustin Eaton. He's falling back a bit. We saw him up there a minute ago really fighting for this, but he's on older tires. And that Peerless Pump Machine out of Temple, Texas, running 10th. Colin Decker in this very patriotic hero Trackside Graphics machine out of Milan, New York, taking over that spot, trying to at least get up into 10th. There's Greg Parmalee in the 04 machine. He is in 12th. Jonathan Osborne out of Woodbury, New Jersey, he's in the 13th position. But being passed by the 88, that WeatherTech 88 machine of Sanford, Florida, Mike Adamson. Currently, he is your runner-up for the championship. Andrew Cawthon, that good-looking Ford number 10 out of Bartow, Florida, taking over the 14th spot from Jonathan Osborne. Go back to George Rancon of Cumming, Georgia, 28 machine. He's sitting in 16th position. Scott Miller at Reese's makes me want a candy bar machine out of Pittsburgh, Indiana, 17th. Rebel 82, Mike Everidge, 18th. Michael Brooks in the Exxon 92 machine. We saw him involved in an accident earlier. Good to see him still on the track. Is in 19th. Here's a good looking America 250th number 12 machine of John Shanebuckler. I really do like this one. Being challenged by the 123 there on his outside. Lucky Charms machine of John Gallagher. While we're here with Shanebuckler, let's take a look at that car a little bit closer. He painted that up special for the America's 250th. See there, USA on the rear deck. America 250th on the quarter panels. That looks really good. USO. I do like this. If I'm not making you guys dizzy or anything. Yep, really good looking machine. Eagles and American flags all over. Let me get up here and take a look at the hood for you. $250 years of freedom. Absolutely. Appreciate this paint job, John. Great job. He's trying to get up here and get around that Exxon machine. Having a hell of a time getting up around him. All right, we're going to jump back to the front here and show you where going on up here. You got 51 still holding on to that position, but only by 0.3 over McAdam, who's now in second. Anderson's third. I thought Anderson would just cruise by these guys, but it's not quite there yet.
Yeah.
I mean, he's coming. Chris Golan's still holding on to that 4th spot there in the Poopsicle #1 machine. And then you got Ryan Walton, so he was able to finally get past that 5, which he had a really tough time with for the longest time there. Around here for some action for you guys. The 24 and the 8 here. Price and Decker getting after it for 8th position. The 8's run that high line. When I talked about risk versus reward, there's a lot of speed up there. As long as you keep it off of that wall. So easy to lose it up there. Like Decker might be pulling away just a bit. The 24 dive it in there on the bottom. But he won't be able to gain that momentum. Not the same amount, at least, as the 8. He's not out of it. He's right there. Let's see if he gains on him this time. You're looking at Scott Tice. See how much you're able to gain the first half of the corner by just taking the shorter distance. He may gain on the car in front of him, but once he gets to a point where he can't track out to the wall, which he didn't track out here, it'll start kind of truncating your momentum. You're not able to keep the same amount of speed coming out of the corner if you're not able to use all the track real estate. Man, Tyson's just running that bottom period. 04, Greg Parmalee is pursuing him there in 10th position, having a great run tonight. See who your biggest gainer is. Right now it's Colin Decker up 19 spots in that 8th position. All right, I hear pitting. That was the 88. Mike Adamson letting the 10 know he's going to pit lane here. Gets off pretty smooth. Seems to get down to pace speed. He does. All right, looks like we're going to have some green flag pit stops. This is the first. Going in at 55. I think I mentioned to you that these guys can run 28 laps-ish, depending on how well they save fuel. We'll probably cross the line to start 56. Means his next stop will be around 84. And that means he won't be able to get to the end. Last stop, after 105 is what we basically have calculated for these drivers to have to stop at to be able to make it to the end. Parmalee's pitting, 04. John McAdams taking over that lead from Dylan Bryant.
Hey, Carpenter this time.
81 80, 81
See if we can find where that was.
Seven pitting in.
I can take a look here. Here we go. So the one was able to get up there actually also and take the lead momentarily. And the 47s passes the 5. A few laps back, we missed it while we were talking about something else.
Sorry, Dustin, didn't mean to scare you. I should be aware.
It looks like it's not going to show to us, so we know we got a quick pass there. It's the 51 of Dylan Bryant's on pit lane right now. John McAdam coming down pit lane, going to relinquish the lead back over to Chris Goins, who's able to really run long here. This may play out into the end of the race, by the way. He'll have fresher tires, and he'll have to go a longer distance. But I doubt he's going to go more than one more lap here. These guys are going to be significantly faster than he is. Got McAdam, Redding, Walton, Eaton all on pit lane here now. I'm thinking you're going to see Chris Goins come in as well. Yep, here he comes this time. Making his way down pit lane. Looking mighty cool there in his poopsicle fire suit. The dude wipes machine. Let's see if he takes tires. Those Rencon's coming down pit lane. Indeed, he does take tires here. John McAdam just passed him for the lead, though. See the difference in speed. John went in a little bit earlier. And Chris is still getting up to speed coming off the pit lane, so it's a trade-off. Get your reset here. John McAdam is your leader. Went in on lap 58, one lap earlier. Second place machine is now Albert Anderson of Washington, D.C. Looks like neither of these guys took fresh tires. So they were on and off quick. Third place, Dylan Bryant. He's 3 seconds off the lead, about 2.5 seconds off in second place, but he's going to be coming since he has fresh tires. You got Colin Decker also didn't take to choosing to pay his tire tax now. Currently sitting in fourth. And now when I say tire tax, Lori doesn't give these guys enough tires to be able to take them every time they have to come down pit lane for fuel. Now this is kind of just to throw some more strategy into the races. I know I talk about it every week, but in case we have anybody new out there so you know what's going on. There's at least one pit stop that these drivers are going to have to skip taking tires at when they take fuel. So it's the strategy comes into play is when do I do it? Do I do it early? Do I do it kind of middle of the race or at the end? And then the luck factor comes in about how do the cautions fall. So a lot going on here. Strategy, skill, luck, it's all having to fall into place to be able to win one of these races. Right now, Colin Decker losing a couple spots because he is on the older tires. And you see the likes of Aaron Warren, Mike Adamson, Chris Goins, and Dylan Bryant all took tires this time. Headed up to the front as you're watching the 67 into the wall, but able to pull it off without causing incident there. Take a look off the nose at Aaron Warren here. He's sitting in sixth, looking to take a shot here at Mike Adamson, that 88 machine. Race now has that green flag look to it. See if they're able to go 64 laps into it here. Nearly halfway, but not quite. And that means that we have the second half penalty coming up. Who was that for? That was for Dalton Scaife, so he's going to have to do a drive-through here shortly. I'm thinking Lori will have him do it after the leader starts lap 67.
Shit, Chris, I didn't even realize that was you.
All right, here's John McAdam. I told you he was on old tires and that these new tires are going to be coming for him. Here's Dylan Bryant.
Never mind, it was Dalton.
Superman looking to get around him here in just a minute. But I'll tell you, John's doing a great job on those older tires. Got a lot of pace in those cars. I'm going to drop back just a bit here. Probably going to fall into the clutches of Albert Anderson in a few minutes. All right, let's check out Albert's suit, man. This is Albert Anderson racing with us out of Washington, D.C. He's America's driver. I'm sure he's happy to celebrate the 4th of July here this weekend. Let's take a look at his suit, though. Oh, I moved it. Didn't mean to move it. Hold on. Here we go. Check him out. I do like this. I don't know. I'm guessing he did that this weekend. I hadn't seen it. Sporting the VRL fire suit. I love it. Thank you. Great job. Very patriotic. Vigilante going on. Loyal like this, indeed. Looking mighty cool there tonight. Running in third, up 18 spots at the moment. Looking home to take home the victory. Now, we talked earlier how Albert was sick. He was out last week because he was so sick. And he's not 100% here tonight, folks. We had a little discussion with him, a quick pre-race interview as we were coming on the air. To wish him well. Also, he wanted to wish his dad a happy 81st birthday. So if you weren't here at the time, Albert Anderson Sr. out there in the chat, it's his 81st birthday today. And we love the fact that he's here with us to celebrate it. But talking about the 99 here, he's up here running great tonight and not feeling 100%. So if that tells you anything about the skill and the dedication of Albert Anderson, he's not going to let this go by without a fight. He's up there really getting after it. Going to fall back just a bit here. But what an incredible run so far. So the Superman's up here and throwing his cape out. Having passed McAdam, he's up to a 2.3 advantage over John McAdam, who's still holding down second position on older tires. John's doing a great job. He's got any fire suit action for us. Now he got your basic blue fire suit there for us. Should be chased down here soon by that man. Chris Gomes. Got Aaron Warren in tow. Both these guys are on newer tires. You know, Chris just wants to get up here, get past McAdam as fast as he can, and set sail for Dylan Bryant. He does have 2-lap pressure tires than your leader, so he may actually be able to chop down that lead once he gets around that 47. We'll see if he's able to do it. All right, folks, we got the opportunity. How about let's do, we haven't done it in a while, crank it up segment. So if you want to hear what it sounds like inside these virtual cars, these guys normally run their speakers wide open for complete immersion is what they're going for, to feel like they're actually at the track. It's all the steering wheel, the brake pedals and everything, the vibrations they feel through the haptics is all trying to give them as much of a realistic feel as possible. They have those speakers wide open. So make sure you do the same. Turn up your TV, your computer, or your headset, and we'll be right back. folks, we're back. Hope you enjoyed that. Watching this great battle between the 5 and 21 right now between Redding and Walton. Got you some nice onboard shots as that was unfolding, along with a couple of others. That race is for 7th position right now. But Jesse Brady's going to have it. Nothing changed up front, folks. Dylan Bryant still has the lead. However, Chris Goins has gotten past and through to second. Trying to chop down that interval. Right now it stands at 3.4, between 3.5 and 3.4. He did gain a bit there, down to 3.2. Let's see if we can see him. Lap traffic in between them here, as you see Goins working his way past the 69 escape. He's just now getting onto the front stretch. Here's Dylan Bryant just going into turn 1. So that is your difference here. As we look on the blimp cam, I'll kind of pan back here to the 1 of Chris Goins. And there he is. That's the deficit, folks, between first and second, with one car in between, that being the 10 of Coffin. I think he just called out he's hitting pit lane too. That is the 10. Clear sailing right at the moment for the dude wipes machine down the front stretch. You can see Bryant now probably for the first time. The interval has increased back up to 3.4 as he made his way past the 10 machine. That's going to be the issue. Hitting the traffic at the right time, keeping the speed up. If you haven't already, folks, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Helps out the channel. Helps out these drivers as well. And if you hit the notification bell, you won't miss out on any special events we have here in VRL. We do like to do other racing series like sports car in particular, endurance racing. Next weekend of the 10th, we're going to be doing the 24 Hours of Spa. So if you don't want to miss out on that sports car race, hit the notification bell and it will let you know when we go live. We will have 24 hours of coverage that is here on VRL. So you can come in and jump out anytime you please. See how your VRL drivers are doing in that event. See that about a tenth and a half, Chris Goins is able to chop off of that lead. But it's not going as fast as you might would think. Dylan Bryant is a master at racing his tires and racing the limits of the car. And here guys going on pit lane. We got Tice, Osborne right there behind him. Scott Miller making his way down that Reese's machine. John Gallagher. Joe Canellis just now coming down onto the pit lane. And here comes Andrew Coffin as well. So we're starting another round of green flag pit stops, folks. Look at both these guys, 51 and the 1, running that wall. Intervals remaining pretty constant, right around 3.4. Ebbs and flows a bit, but sticks around that level.
Wow, fitting in.
All right, folks, we appreciate you being here tonight, here as we start to celebrate America's 250th birthday tomorrow. Hope everybody's got great plans and are looking to stay safe. If you're looking for a league to race, if you're out there and you're an iRacer, or you want to be an iRacer, as we see your leader, Dylan Bryant, come down pit lane, relinquish that lead over to Chris Goins, maybe. Yes, it does. He stays out. But if you want to be and you want to join a well-managed and broadcasted league, here at Vigilante Racing, it has 2 series you can join. Tonight's ARCA, the VRL Vanquish ARCA Series, or the Premier Series on Wednesday nights, which is Craftsman Trucks. If you are interested, you can contact our league admin, my wife Lori, via the Facebook and Discord links you see here on your screen. Now, they're the same for both series. The league is Vigilante Racing League, and we have 2 series. But anyway, check us out if you're interested in racing in iRacing.
My bad, Andrew.
I'll give you a rundown as these guys start to come on off pit lane. You got Aaron Warren, George Rancon, and Dustin Eaton all making their way down for service. We kind of talked about how we kind of expected this race. If we got past the initial stage,
21 this time. No.
probably going to go green. And here we are, 88 laps into it out of 133. Now this stop will not be the last. See if he takes tires here. Yep, taking tires. Good looking car. I like the gold chromed wheels. You don't see that too often. Looks good. Jesse Redding relinquishes second to go on pit lane. And here's his teammate still out there running. That is Chris Gomes. Dylan Bright's back out on the track now. I would expect to see Gomes go in probably this time. And he is. Don't want to stay out too long. You're giving up too much time. And Chris Gomes rocking the Dude Wipes Hoopsicle theme here tonight. Really good looking. Even changed out his nameplate here for the Hoopsicle driver. So it's I love the commitment there, Chris. Races with us out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Consummate professional, all-around good guy and champion in both series, and just bringing home the championship in the VRL Premier Series last Wednesday. Looking to do the double, taking it here in the Vanquish Series on Friday night. Now, here is where he is running. I'm going to show you the difference. He just came off pit lane on the back stretch, and he's now going to be chasing Dylan Bryant, who overtook him. And here's Dylan, already coming out of 4. That's your distance, and it's about 5.4 seconds now. There was 2.4 or 3.4 before they went in, so you can see the difference there. I don't know. Chris is going to be able to overcome this without the benefit of a caution. We'll find out. So if you're late to the show, folks, I mean, we're here at Homestead, Miami. This is a progressively banked, brutal tire wear and high line track that gets faster as the night goes on. We've seen this. Drivers are going to protect that right rear because you drive off of it probably for the best results as far as speed here. And if they commit to the groove, they'll rise to the top, and we've seen that. Drivers who choose the wrong line will fade in a hurry. We've seen some of that as well. We watched all night where people were trying to get around on the bottom when someone's on that high line working it well, and it was nearly impossible. So, yeah, you got to really choose your battles here. And the battle here tonight is between 51 to 1 right now. They're about 5.4 seconds apart. Don't even know that they could see each other on the track at the moment. I can see him right there. You're looking off the Dude Wipes machine of Chris Gomes. Makes his way into 3 and 4. Let's ride a lap with him. He's coming out of 3 and 4. Let's start with the start-finish line here. As he's going to come by and get in the cockpit here. That Dude Wipes machine. He's running a little bit, kind of middle low. In 1 and 2, coming out to the wall here. See what he does for 3 and 4. Also going to the bottom here. About the same line. Now you'll see, guys, maybe sometimes they'll come out. You'll run the bottom for the first few laps of the stint, and when you have fresher tires, and then start to migrate to the top. Now I've also seen guys do both lines in the same lap, run the bottom in 1 and 2, and then the high line in 3 and 4. It's all about the driver, where he thinks he can get the most amount of speed out of his car. And right now, we do see the gap coming down just ever so slightly between Dylan Bryant and Chris Gomes. Was it 5.4? Now is it 5 seconds, almost flat now. And dropping. So we'll see how this works out for him. There is a tire difference here of about 3 laps Dylan Bryant in first place has 3 lap older tires than the man you're looking at here, Chris Gomes. See Lori out there in the chat asking everybody to like and subscribe. She also mentions that, hey, I talked about the Premier Series a couple times. That's Wednesday night's race in the Craftsman trucks. That's our top series. They did just finish up season 14. 14 seasons, 6 years, folks, going on. 6 years, and we're starting next week, season 15. In fact, so make sure you tune in for that. We're going to go through the field as we see the Lucky Charms machine just in front of Dylan Bryant there, about to go a lap down. Let's take a look and see where your favorite driver's running. Dylan Bryant, Stem, North Carolina, holding on to that top position, doing a great job. Right now, about 4.7 seconds in front of Chris Gomes, who is here in your second place machine. Dropping back a ways. About 4.9 seconds back. You have John McAdam. He's about to be challenged here by the 88 machine of Mike Adamson in that 88 WeatherTech. Mike's up 7 positions so far tonight. Looking for more. And close tow. Little ways back here is Scott Tice out of Avon, Mississippi, running in 5th. In that Ole Miss patriotic colored machine. We the People machine of Ryan Walton. He is in 6th, up 13 spots so far for the night. This little wall scrape there you saw. Here's Jesse Redding, Knoxville, Iowa's own. He's up 6 positions, running 7th. And Albert Anderson out here running sick, folks. He is holding on to 8th position, though, up 13 spots so far. Races out of Washington, D.C. He's 81 of Jonathan Osborne. Jonathan's up 8 spots, running 9th. But being challenged at the moment by this man, Dave Mayberry. I got an onboard camera with Mayberry. I mentioned I had 2 cameras tonight. And there he is. You get a good shot of him as he's got that nice wraparound 3-screen setup as he does complete the pass over Jonathan Osborne. Looks like he's really driving. You see the flags moving there, folks. That's probably coming off his AC unit in his house, but that's pretty funny. I do like the position of the camera there, Dave, if you're listening, or you listening later. Next up, we're going to go back to John Shanebachler out of Louisville, Kentucky. Running that brightly colored and awesomely patriotic America 250th paint scheme. In 12th position, got Dustin Eaton. I know we got some folks out there in the chat pulling for Dustin. I think Bear's pulling for him. Right now, he's down 4 spots. He started in 8th, but he's probably running through a cycle of pit stops here. See how he comes out on the other end. And George Rickon here in 13th. He's up 10 spots from where he began the night. And Aaron Warren out of Jasper, Alabama. 14th. Scott Miller in the Reese's machine, 15th. Down a few spots. He started 5th. Yeah, he's having a little bit of bad luck here right now. Mike Everidge at 82 out of Melbourne, Kentucky. He's running 16th. 30 laps to go, folks. 2 more laps where they can make it the rest of the way. 92 of Michael Brooks here. He is in 17th. I don't know where Brooks races out of. Gotta get him to update his name placard there. Colin Decker. This is probably the most patriotic schemes I've seen tonight. There's 2 of them out here. There's the 8 and then his teammate. We'll probably see that in a moment. Colin's looking good in that Trackside Graphics Hero machine. Right now he's running 18th, up 9 spots from where he began the night. Here's the Lucky Charms machine of the 123 of John Gallagher. Definitely going to see him on the track, man. 19th. Got to go a lap down maybe to the second place machine. Looks like he's already always in the wall here. But he's okay though. Here's Brett the Real McCoy. I love this throwback scheme, this Busch scheme here. I remember seeing that in the 1979. Oh, hits the wall there. Daytona 500. And no, I was not full grown back then, folks. If you're thinking that, I was little. I was maybe 6 years old or so. Don't think I saw it live at the time, but certainly so many times over the years. Great looking scheme. Andrew Cawthon here running in the 21st position. Dalton Scaife in that Coca-Cola machine, number 69. He's running 22nd. Up 3 spots so far. Got Tim McAdams Sr. out of Mildred, Pennsylvania. He's running the 23rd in that really good-looking K&N machine. I do like this paint scheme. The classic as well. Not quite as much as that Busch, but I do like this. I like the paint scheme. 04, Greg Parmley's in 24th. I think the rest of the field, Canellis, Rose, and Fassett are out. I know Fassett's out, and Rose. Canellis is out as well. We'll jump back up to the front to Dylan Bryant, your leader, who is now 4.2 seconds out in front of Chris Gollins. He's looking to put the 8 machine, Colin Decker, down a lap. So you only going to have 15 cars on the lead lap here after this pass. Really, really clean race so far here tonight. Tends to happen here at Homestead. A battle between Eaton and Rincon here. That's for 10th.
47. 29 kicked in, 29 in.
But Joe Canellis had to park his machine due to some issues at the house there, fireworks going off and spooking his dogs. Man, that happens. I really feel bad for the animals this time of year. I mean, I still celebrate, want people to celebrate America 250. It's just, you got to think about your dogs if you can, and your cats, if you can make them feel more comfortable, that would be ideal.
24 hitting this time.
14 is going to have the spot here for 8 at the moment, and other people hit pit lane. You got John McAdam, Dave Mayberry, Scott Milner coming off pit lane. Average coming off. Brooks is coming off. Goes Dave Mayberry in that 29. See when your leaders come in. The lead is now down to 3.9, just under 4 seconds. I don't know if I were Chris Gold, if I would decide to go more than a lap beyond what the 51 is going to have this time. I don't know if this has worked out for him. And you don't know really until you try this, folks. You don't know how the race is going to unfold.
81 pitting, 81 pitting.
Dave Bacher on pit lane as well as Tice. We're watching your leader right now, Dylan Bryant. Going to come in this time. Nope. 4 is going to keep it going. Yeah, Lori's out there in the chat talking about dealing with taking care of our cat Lamar. Yep, for sure. Ryan Walton's up to second. Chris Gomes is deciding to hit pit lane this time and maybe take the undercut. This might work into his favor because, man, Dylan Bryant was able to just kind of maintain. He lost a little bit of time, but he had more than enough to give back. Now Dylan Bryant's coming down, so we'll see. Because Chris Gomes, he's going to be able to overtake. It's all going to depend on how well this man conducts his pit stop here. I didn't see if the one took 2 or 4 tires. That's going to be another question we'll go back and look at. See what Dylan Bryant does here.
Next time.
I would assume at least 2. 21 laps to go.
10 pitting.
Bacon 4. He didn't overshoot his box, so this should be a pretty good stop. Chris Goins, he was only on pit lane 9.4 seconds, so he may have only taken 2 tires. He's going to overtake. You see him overtaking Dylan Bryant right there. I really don't know if this is going to work, but this is probably his only play, to be honest. Get out there, get in front. Hope he can build up enough of a gap. As you're looking back, you got the 19 in between him and the 51. Yeah, you just don't know. Dalton Scaife has a black flag. Looks like you got maybe going on pit lane too fast or off of it. Have to serve that. We're going to kind of jump around the track here and see where some of these drivers are going. All right, folks, next week, we're headed out to Texas. Make sure you come and join us on next Friday, the 10th of July by 8:50 Eastern. And we will be kicking off the race, maybe a little bit earlier than that with some pre-race interviews, etc. So make sure you no later than 8:50 so we can give you the laydown of and what to expect during the race and the laydown of the track and the particulars on that track. Right now, Dylan Bryant is 1.6 seconds back of Goins with 18 laps to go. Looking to make around the 19 here. Like he's going to get there fairly easy. Now he's going to set sail for that number 1 machine with 4 tires vice the 2 that Goins has on his machine. 1.6 seconds at the moment. We're going to keep an eye on this this delta. He's already chopping into it a little bit here. Now, catching him and passing him might be 2 different things. We'll find out. Oh, was Albert Anderson out of the race?
11, fitting, 11.
Did you have to park it, Albert? I see you in the chat there, buddy. Didn't see an incident there. I'll tell you what, Bryant's coming. You see the distance right there. Your leader, second place. Go back and see if something happened with Anderson. Well, I just see him entering the pits here. I guess he may have had to park it. Go back and take a quick look. Comes Albert right now. I'm thinking he didn't have a relief driver and he was probably not feeling it. Don't know. He's changed his tires. Be an automatic thing. He just fades out there. I don't know if he got out of the car himself or if there was a problem here. I'm going to go back up here to the front. Just over a second with 14 laps to go. Goins is trying to hang on. He's trying to put these lap cars in front between him and the 51 best he can. 51's coming there. He's definitely going to get there before the end of the race. These guys have been the show tonight, that being Goins and Bryant. Oh, 11, McCoy gets in the wall over there, making sure he stays off of Bryant. Run the high line here. Riding the war with Dylan Bryant. Just over a second interval between him and Goins. Oh, Albert Anderson said he got a speeding penalty, pouring sweat, now feeling good to have a good, not feeling good to have a good night. So, yeah, I hope you feel better, Albert, man. I appreciate you giving it a college try. I hate that you didn't make it to the end. You nearly did, man. What a great job, though. And feel better. We'll see you next week. I don't know, folks. This is going to be super close here. Still just over a second between Jones and Bryant. Got Tim McAdams swinging out of the way of these leaders not wanting to be part of the battle.
I'll go high into one here.
He's sitting right there at a second right now at the moment, coming to 10 to go. Trying to sniff a little bit of the draft. Once you get kind of under 1 second, you start to feel a little bit of draft effect there. If Gomes is able to pull this off, man, that's going to be pretty impressive. You see Bryant now without the having to get around lap cars. He's able to chop into that lead just a bit. 2/10 on that lap. And there's the difference. 9 to go. You can almost see both these guys in the same frame with the blimp cam. Looking back off of Goins, you can see Dylan Bryant pursuing him there. How they're in the same frame. 8 laps to go. Not much else happening around the field, folks. This is all the drama right here. See, the ones trying to not give any draft to the 51. Making it down the backstretch there. Coming to 7 to go. Down to half a second lead now. Back in the cockpit here, the 51. Trying to be smooth. He knows he has a better tire advantage. Question is getting up to the 1 going to be, will he have used up all the good on those left side tires that the 1 doesn't have? If the 1's going to maintain that outside line, which I would expect, and try to keep the line with the most momentum so that the Bryant there cannot track out. Can he make the pass? Can he pull off the slide job? Coming to 5 laps to go. Just about half a second still. You're also going to get a little bit of that dirty air also as Bryant gets closer to him. May come into play. Regardless of the outcome here tonight, Goins and Bryant have put on a clinic between the two of them. About 0.4 now. You see Bryant just inching in. He's taking his time here. Man. It's going to be so slow. You hear him throttling, or working the throttle rather, just to keep the car underneath him. Trying to be patient while still catching the 1. He's there, 0.3. It's going to be 0.3 with 2 laps to go coming around 4. This might be a last lap pass, folks. You don't go anywhere. Two laps to go. 0.3, almost 0.4. All Chris Gomes wants to see is the white flag, first of all, and then the checkered as long as he's in front of Bryant. Coming out of 4 for the last time. They're still about 0.4 apart. Here we go, folks. Last lap of the race. Who's going to win it? Dylan Bryant was able to get there, but he hasn't progressed really past 0.35, 0.4. Gomes sends it into that turn. Gets down the backstretch. If he can get into 3 and 4 pretty well. 51 is not going to be able to get there, maybe. Here we go. Send on the outside. Really sending it. Going all the way to the wall. Gomes is going to have this one. Here he goes. Your winner tonight, Chris Gomes in that number 1 machine. Dylan Bryant second. John McAdam third. What a great job by these guys. That had to be really tough for Gomes to be able to pull that off. Incredible.
Good one, Chris.
Don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to interview your winner here tonight, Chris Gomes in that number 1 machine. What a great job.
Thank you. Gillen and Jones are talking about
unbelievable for him to be able to hold that off that many laps.
Still racing. Third.
Get him up here into the booth right now, as he's probably going to do a little celebration for us. This is always nice. All right, Mr. Gomes, this is Alan in the booth, buddy. You got me.
Yeah, buddy, I got you.
How did you do that? That's like a magician, man. You took 2 tires and able to hold off charging Dylan Bryant with 4 tires. How many laps was that last run? I got to go back and look, man. But, man, what a great job. Well of a job hanging on to it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. That was the fastest guy in the league that was chasing me, and I am sweating right now trying to hold him off there. I don't know exactly how many laps that was. It was probably 20, 21, something like that. But, I ran long throughout the race and gave up some time to Dylan because I knew the newer tires would catch me back up just a little bit in anticipation of shortening that last stint with 2 tires. So I just wanted to get in front of him and give myself a chance. I mean, if I took 4 tires, I'm just riding behind him the whole time. I don't have a chance. So I needed to take 2 to give myself a chance. Luckily, that chance worked out this time.
No, yeah, for sure. So I just looked. It was 22 laps in that last stint on 2 tires. That was incredible. But as we were going through the race, I saw it was kind of ebb and flow. You guys would go in, you go in a few laps later, which, my preference whenever I drive as well is to try to, have fresher tires than the other guy, have longer fuel. But you would lose time because you are, through that process, you gain a little bit back, but it just didn't seem like you were necessarily going to gain enough throughout the rest of the race. And so I was, kind of positing, to myself on the broadcast, this is the only chance. This had to be done. I just don't know if he's going to be able to hold them off, but you did, man. 22 laps of 2 tires at a place like this. I'm thinking maybe at some point his equalized and you got in the dirty air behind you. You never really closed in beyond 0.35 because it wasn't quite there to be able to make a charge into one of the corners on you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, these tires do tend to equalize, and actually taking 2 here really helps loosen the car up because this car builds tight here along with the run. So those 2 tires, the first couple laps are a little sketchy, but it really loosens that car up, and you can kind of get the rotation in the corner that maybe you aren't getting towards the middle end of a stint with 4 tires. So I think that may be a little bit of what he was kind of running into, getting a little tight there. Luckily, he was tight enough to where he kind of stalled out. I was watching. I mean, he was coming. I was watching. So I was just trying to focus more. out the front than out the back, but it's really hard when you got Superman behind you chasing you down.
Yeah, no doubt, man. But you guys, I was saying, you guys both put on a clinic regardless of the outcome as we were in the final laps there. But so speaking of the overall championship, though, man, you're out 62 points out in front, and this is a straight points league. You just won the Premier Series last Wednesday by 1 point, looking to do the double here in the Vanquish Series. How you feel about your chances? These tracks coming up here are we're going to Texas next week, Auto Club Kentucky, then Charlotte.
Well, Texas is okay. It's not one of my favorites. Auto Club is just going to be a drafting track. It's just going to be, a lot of wide open racing with the whole pack, and hopefully we can just keep from killing each other in that one. And Kentucky, I really love, and Charlotte is one of my favorites too. So I feel pretty good about this one this season. You never know what could happen. There's always people chasing, and always quality drivers in the field chasing you. So we'll see what happens. But hopefully we can pull off that double.
Yeah, not for sure, man. I just noticed something else. I'm going to say this, and you give the mic back to you for shout outs. But 6 wins out of 9, so 2/3 of the season you've won the races, man. I just want to point that out, and then hand the mic back to you for shout outs for teams, fans, or family.
Yeah, I want to shout out my teammates over here with Track Bar Motorsports. Jesse with the top 5 tonight, having a great run. Brian having a heck of a run. His power went out, and so his power went out right there towards the beginning of the race, and he wasn't able to finish. But just shout out those guys that we put in. We probably ran a race and a half of practice laps just today before the session opened. So just trying to learn this place a little bit, but. Want to shout out everybody over here in the league. There's a lot of close racing, man. There's a lot of trust in this league.
Yeah, for sure.
Beat the doors off of each other. So, just shout out everybody there. Lori, after the little bit of start that we had, it kind of opened up. So hopefully she didn't hit the wine too much tonight. Hopefully it'll be an easy one for her. She needs it after the last couple of weeks. But and then you over here with VRN, just being able to watch these is always going to be a blast. This one may be interesting to go back and watch, just to watch Dylan close in. I mean, I was sweating, but
that was good. Also, your race with Walt, man, that was pretty tight too. I was talking about trust while you guys were side by side.
Oh yeah. There were times where I wasn't sure exactly if we were touching or not, so I guess I have to go back and look. But
yeah, you guys touched a couple times.
Yeah, for sure. So, but yeah, I appreciate you putting these on, and I look forward to finishing out the season here in the next couple of weeks, and then carrying on the momentum later on.
Awesome, man. Well, great talking to you. I look forward to seeing you in Texas.
I appreciate it, buddy.
Good night. All right, there's your champion here tonight, folks, Mr. Chris Gomes. I mentioned 6 races out of 9 he has won. He is putting on a show this season here in the Vanquish Series. We're going to get over here and get your race results pretty quick here. Find out where your favorite driver finished up. Chris Gomes, top step of the podium. Dylan Bryant, 2nd. John McAdam, 3rd. Jesse Redding, 4th. Mike Adamson brought it home 5th. Great run for Mike. Ryan Walton is 6th. Scott Tice, 7th. Aaron Warren, 8th. George Rincon, 9th. John Shanebacher, 10th. Dave Mayberry, 11th. Jonathan Osborne, 12th. Dustin Eaton, 13th. 14th, Colin Decker. Scott Milner, 15th. Mike Everidge, 16th. 17th, Michael Brooks. John Gallagher, 18th. Andrew Cawthon, 19th. Brett McCoy, 20th. Greg Parmalee, 21st. 22nd was Tim McAdam Sr. 23rd, Dalton Scaife. Albert Anderson. Iron Man coming out here racing sick. End up coming in 24th overall. Joseph Canellis, 25th. Brian Rose, 26th. And Austin Bassett rounds out your 27 car field here tonight. Yeah, what a good race between these guys at the front. I mentioned Dylan Bryant and Chris Gomes, but we had a lot of great racing all over the track, as you saw throughout the night, folks. One last reminder, tonight's broadcast proudly brought to you by Trackside Graphics. If you're looking for top-tier design work or need a custom livery that turns heads on the track, reach out to Austin via the email on your screen. He'll get you fixed up and ready to race in both the Premier and the ARCA Series here in the Vigilante Racing League. And with that, folks, We are concluding round 9. It's in the books, and we're headed out to Texas Motor Speedway, as we mentioned, for round 10. That's next Friday, 10 July. Make sure you tune in by 8:50 p.m. Eastern so you don't miss out on any of the racing action. But until then, race fans, stay sharp, stay fast. Above all else, stay vigilante, and we'll see you next time. Good night.
This ain't your mama's racing stream.